This leads to where you are now, back at a startup in the shape of Griffin. So not only the polar opposite in size, but also a totally new market for you, because these guys are a fintech. I mean, what attracted you to the job in the first place? Because some people would look at that and go, do you know what, that's just not me.
You're just starting to think about, your next step in your career. I have to say, I wasn't thinking tiny startup and I wasn't thinking fintech. It really was learning more about the company, meeting our CEO and the team. And, they really just have created this really strong executive team. They have a really ambitious vision, and the technology that they're building is actually quite innovative. And it's a different approach to a lot of the companies in the space. Now, when they told me that it was, a small startup, I was kind of like, well, I've been there. Not quite sure I want to do that again, but it really was the excitement of what they were building and the ability to come in from the ground up and have a big impact on, the future of the company.
And did that catch you at the start? Because obviously a lot of what you talked about there, you kind of learn as you go through the process and you have those conversations. But if you're thinking about, whether or not it was a recruitment agency or, you saw a job advert, can you remember what sort of captivated your attention in the first place then?
Yeah, it was really just doing a bit of research. And, I think, especially living in London and working in tech, like, there's so much innovation happening in fintech these days. I have to admit, I'm a fan of Monzo. And, even though that we're talking about kind of a different side of banking, it was just really interesting. And it got me, I'd say, doing a bit of research on my own and getting excited and thinking about, okay, like, how would I apply some of the principles of what I've learned to, this particular industry. And I think anytime that the wheels start turning and you get excited, it's probably a good sign. It was just the more that I got to know about the company, the more I got to know the team, and the more that I got to really see the ambition behind what we're building, it just got to the point I was like, I can't say no to this. The other thing, which was really, I think, attractive to me, was they put a really big emphasis on culture. And, a lot of companies, what that means is, happy hours and a foosball table. But where Griffin, it's really about building, a team that respects each other, that really sets out to deliver psychological safety in meetings, that puts a lot of emphasis on clear communication. And it was just you could just feel that it was a lot more authentic. And all of that has been really validated from my experience being there so far.